Whichever case option you choose, the main goal of this case is to identify and effectively reach a target consumer group, or groups. In order to reach a target consumer, you first have to understand who that consumer is, where they can be reached, and what messaging is likely to be most effective. The same databases will be useful in researching all of these aspects of the case, so let's look at some consumer and marketing databases. One thing to keep in mind, you'll often need to combine or layer information from multiple sources to answer some of your questions. You might wonder which social media channels are most used by healthy snackers, for example. Surveys about eating habits are unlikely to ask about social media use, and data about social media use probably won't include information about snacking behavior specifically. So you'll need to find a demographic profile of those who choose healthy snacks, and also find demographics on social media use, and then see where the categories overlap. They won't line up exactly, but you'll at least have a better idea of whether a health-conscious consumer is more or less likely to use Instagram. Mintel is a market research database that will be key in understanding many aspects of this case. There are basically two kinds of reports in Mintel: reports on products and services, and reports on particular groups of consumers. Reports contain information on trends in marketing and purchasing, as well as attitudes and demographic breakdowns. To find information in Mintel, you can do a keyword search in this box, where you can choose from a list of categories here under the category filter. Let's start with a keyword search for snacks. Once you select a report, you'll see a page set up like this. The narrative content of the report is presented in one long column you can scroll through, or you can jump to specific sections using this flyout menu on the left. The data section here on the flyout menu is worth paying attention to because it contains useful tables, and often the entire set of survey responses used to generate the report. Clicking this link will take you to the interactive data book, where answers to select questions are visualized as charts, but you can also download the entire data set as an Excel workbook here on the right. The survey responses that appear in the Excel version of the databook can help you answer questions that aren't directly addressed in the report or the interactive databook. You can easily download the executive summary and an infographic overview by clicking here. You can also save multiple sections to a presentation by using this link at the top of each section. Once you're done adding content, you can download the presentation here. Here's a list of some of the reports you may find useful for this case. To quickly find reports on specific demographic groups, like these, type Marketing 2 in the search box. Another option for consumer and marketing data is Statista, which is probably the easiest database to use. Searching here is straightforward, but be aware that you'll probably want to use the geographic filter to limit your search results to the US. And also remember that Statista gets some of its information from other sources, so always check to see the source for a given chart. If the source is not Statista itself, there's often a link which will sometimes take you to a whole report on the subject, which can provide context and additional data. There's information here about snacking, social media engagement, e-commerce, and more. See video 3 for information on finding business, news, and research articles.